Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. Hope everyone is well. If you're in the UK, good morning. If you're over in the Pacific Island nations, good afternoon. Hope everybody is well. There's a poll in the live stream chat. Leave your votes on it. Let me know who you think is going to win and by what margin. 5 votes early on. We've got 60% leaning towards Storm 13+. I do have Storm to win 1-12, personally. Might just adjust their logo slightly. I think it's a little bit off, in my opinion. Been some slight change to the team list. I think just the one or maybe two for Storm, and that's it. So not too many. Not too many. GM Blocks. Been a while since I've seen that name. It's felt like a little while. It's felt like a while. But good afternoon. Kieran, hi all, in work brother. Hope you have a good game against Salford later. Thank you very much, Kieran. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. Finn, after last night, how's the first try being scored? Good question. I can't mess this up now. I can't mess it up. Minecraft Forever, hello. Did I say fair play for watching the full 80 last night? Well, I don't know. It was bearable enough. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen, so I'll take it. Who is getting the first try? Great question. I forgot what again. I want to say first try scorer. This game is on Sky. Warbrick. Assuming he's playing right wing. Dive into the back right corner. Very tight space. Very close ground. And one of those that makes you go, oh, how has he managed to do that? One of those. Warbrick, very close. Which game are you streaming tonight? Or are you at the White game? I'm at the White game. So I'll be streaming neither. Is a game on Sky? Yes, on Sky Sports. I want to say Action. Yes, Sky Sports Action. League game last night was so good. I mean, it was alright. It was alright. Who do you think will come out with the win? I backed Melbourne Storm 1-12. I just think their ability to grind down games will be huge in this one. As for Solomona, initially wasn't in the starting lineup, so I think with him starting, they can compete a bit more power through the middle. Of course, I remember it. I was going to say Alex, and of course, I remember it Harry. It's just because your name was there. It was just quick and easy because you're not in here as regularly as some others, so it's just easier to remember others. Yeah, don't ask. Don't ask. We're looking at Wigan Saints, Alex. Something in that ballpark. In that ballpark. Let's say this is Wigan before... Storm is Wigan before the dip. And Roosters are Saints before the... as they were approaching the improvements in the last few weeks. Let's go with that. Okay. Major change here from Minecraft Forever. Harry's going to Rugby for Life. He's going for it. So yeah, there's a poll in the live stream chat. Not awful. It's like before we took Saints as seriously as we do now. It's just like they're approaching that. Just approaching, because they're still good, but it's like they're not quite there yet. This is the team JWH used to play for? Yes, it is. And it's the one. And the Saints missing some major key players versus I was going to say Roosters. Rovers. I'm not sure who they would be. I know KR, they're missing Warren Hargreaves, McIlaurin. There was someone else. I think there's another two. How much are you putting past Salford? I mean, I only said like 24 something in the prediction. We might not hit 30. Just because we'll be playing a lot of kids tonight as well, I think. Saints are missing Felt and Dagnall. Right, okay. They're big misses. They're big misses. Well, we'll see. It's more possible if we're playing a bunch of kids. I think Leon Hayes is going to start. I've got a feeling he is. Anything can happen, Finn. Just got to keep winning. That's all we've got to do. So if you've not voted on the poll that's in the live stream chat, get your votes in on that. If you could leave a like on the live stream, helps to get out there to more people. Leave a thumbs up. That'd be great. If possible. And we've got about 8 minutes to go. Quick run through of the team list. So I'll do one more before we start. In the backs for Storm, they have Pappenhausen, Bradley, Seve, Anderson, Warbrick, Munster and Wishart. The forwards include Utukamanu, Garlic, Asfa Solomona, Blore, Chan and Liero. The bench is McDonald, Pezzett, Lissati and Vailepu. 18th man is Tuamalatu Brown. Tuamalatu Brown was initially starting on the wing. Warbrick was in the reserves. And I think Asfa Solomona was possibly either on the bench or in the reserves. And I think it was King that was starting initially, but he's not in the side anymore. For the Roosters, in the backs they have Tedesco, Tupou, Billy Smith, Toya, Nwangani Tawaze, Sandon Smith and Savala. In the forwards they have Lenu, Iowelu, Collins, Crichton, Radley and White. On the bench they have Watson, Butcher, Wong, Steep, and King is the 18th man. So there we go. I'm going to try and move that Roosters logo slightly as well. Because the start of the R sticks out, so making it central is not quite central. Oh, he's done it. Harry's done it. I think people underrate Mickey Mack for this chaos side. He's there for defence. He's really good for it. He soaks the back and forth for the first half, then swapping with Lytton when the other team is more tired. But you'd rather watch Rovers versus Saints tonight? No. Always prefer to watch Warrington. Regardless of the game or performance, I'm always wanting to watch Warrington. I get what you're saying about McIlaurin, though. I get it. It just sometimes doesn't offer... It just doesn't offer excitement. Which, I mean, you're not going to get it with every player. That's fine. Just not my cup of tea. But if it works for you, it works for you. Kept kicking you off and it was making you mad. Oh dear, not good that. Well, at least it's sorted. Bloke is a penalty machine. I've not noticed that many, if I'm honest, Tom. I've not, seen a bunch of penalties given away by KR and thought, oh, here's Mickey McIlroy again, gifting penalties. I don't get that feeling personally, but you'll be able to notice it more than I will. Yeah, that's fine, Alex. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's just more my style, being used to guys like Danny Walker recently, Darryl Clark before that, even Michael Monaghan before that as well, and Mickey Hyam, guys that would give you those meters through the middle. When will you do an RL26 live stream again? That's a great question. I'm actually not sure. It's been a good few weeks now. I bought a new capture card to stream all that stuff. Been meaning to start a career mode series, and I've not. I don't know. I'm not sure. I need to do it at some point. I just can't be bothered. It's I'm already busy enough throughout the weekends anyway doing the live streaming, and I'd like to chill in between NRL and Super League stuff. So I'm not sure. So you mentioned the prediction video about us putting Cust at 14. Basically, we signed him as a rotation half/9, so it makes sense to start Burrow and swap against tired legs, but I'd also play him at 6 with injuries. Yeah, I mean, there's no issues with that, because obviously Abdul was meant to be starting in the halves. But there's no issues with him being a rotational player, but there's major issues for me if you're using Rapiner at 6 when you've got Cust available. Use Rapiner as 14. Just use him there instead. Why would you waste that option? Game prediction for tomorrow. Well, I'm not sure which game you mean, so I do have a predictions video you can check out for whichever one you need. Rappiner's days are finished now, to be fair. Rumours of him retiring at the end of the season. Well, it's understandable. He had a good go over here. It wasn't perfect, but he's done alright. Hull and Leeds. Well, there's a predictions video. That's what they're there for. That's what they're there for. I've recently hit 8,000 followers on TikTok. That was great. And subscribers on here is 4 away. I am 4 subs away from 11,500. So if you're not subscribed yet, please do. And if you could leave a like on the live stream, that'd be great. Players are coming out very soon. We've got Melbourne in second. If they win, they go top of the ladder, but Canberra have a game in hand. If the Roosters win, they will be 1 point behind the Panthers, but they need a win to make sure they can stay in the 8. Do you think any of the top 8 NRL teams was put in Super League, they would win it fairly easily? Yes. A lot would. So where most NRL clubs are based in Sydney? I think they are. I want to say there's 9 or something like that. Which is ridiculous. What teams would really challenge is my thoughts. Wigan, Saints, Leeds. That's literally it. The one team that I feel most confident about that could, based on their squad, could compete on a regular basis is Wigan. But in terms of like signing players and building squads, like squads on paper that are capable, you've got KR being one, you've got Wigan being another. Saints can attract players. Leeds easily could as well. Hull FC's got the money for it. Warrington's got the money for it. Catalans probably have the money for it. Well, it seems like they do. Huddersfield actually do have the money for it as well. So a lot of Super League teams, I think, have actually got owners that can pump in a good chunk of money to put together a squad that can compete. Just some of the squads right now might not be the best to be able to compete. Okay then, about to get underway very shortly. Oh, that's a nice kit. I saw it from the Roosters, but I didn't clock it properly. That is a nice Roosters kit. That's all white with the blue and red V. That is nice. I wouldn't mind if Warrington went back to a kit like that, like the all white with then the Primrose blue V. That would look pretty good. Good to see Warbrick back in. It's been a long time. We're about to get underway. And the Roosters get us underway. They will kick to the Melbourne Storm. Underneath it is Cameron Munster. Hands the ball off to Pappenhausen. He's going to take the first carry of the game. Interesting. And they're stopped 5 metres out from their own try line. Great start. As for Solomona with the next carry. Up towards the 10. Still pumping his legs. Plenty of defenders in the frame. There's 4 defenders to get him down. Nice carry through the middle from Stefano Utokumanu. Whistle's blown and he's dropped the ball. He's dropped the ball. I didn't see any mistakes there. I was focused on the ball so much I wasn't looking for anything else. So if you're saying it's high and someone else said it was high, then I'll assume it might have been. But I didn't see that. I was looking at the ball, but I didn't see it actually come out or look like a loose carry or anything. Anyway, Roosters in possession 5 metres out, left of the post, Ayuelu. Centre field with White, he's going to take their first carry. That's the bloody chair then. Ayuelu between the sticks will go left to Sandon Smith. Switches back to Angus Crichton. He is inches short the try line. Minute and a half gone. Ayuelu left of the post. Back towards the middle with Sandon Smith. Across to Hugo Savala. Across to James Tedesco. Bobbing and weaving. Stepping and sliding. 5 metres out near the right-hand touchline. Back towards the middle with Savala. Now White. Out the back to Lenu. Straight into Chan. Playing in the back row again this week. 2 minutes gone. Just left of the post. Last tackle. Savala under pressure from Grant. Gets the kick to the corner. Collected by Bradley. And it's a 7 tackle set. 20 metre tap. Penalty for the Storm because he was restricted. I get that. Like some of the initial instinct is to just stop the player from running up the field. So, what do you think to that Havard challenge last week? Should have been a red. Saw someone on TikTok tell you it wasn't high. Oh yeah, someone said it hit his chest. Without saying you sound like a moron, I just had to say I don't think I can agree with you there. But let me tell you this. I feel like I mentioned this before, but this was a while back. I'll get back to the game in a second. There was something years ago when we had Blake Austin. Somebody's little finger hit him in the eye. So they were like trying to make a tackle. It was a little bit high, but the hand was brushing past and the little finger hit him in the eye. So Blake Austin was complaining. He was like sort of down on one knee kind of, and he was not in a good way. He was trying to basically tell the referee I've been hit in the eye. And a lot of people were complaining, saying that he was acting and stuff. And then he was being a baby and that he was just trying to force a penalty. So I sent a screenshot in a comment section of somebody's little finger in his eye. And their response was to show me a screenshot of that person's little finger not in his eye. Just think about that for a second. I show you proof that somebody's little finger hit him in the eye. You can clearly see it's hit him in the eye. And your response to prove that it didn't happen, even though the screenshot I sent proved it just did, your proof that it didn't is a frame where it's not showing that. Really? That's your proof. I've just shown you proof it did happen, and you want to show me his little finger being like there or there, rather than it being right in his eye. Really? Some people, honestly. The stupidity of some people. He was play acting. Oh, but what's this then? What's this little finger doing in his eye? Oh, but what about this screenshot? Back to the game, knock on for the Roosters. Sorry, I had to get that out of the way. Imagine that, though. You send proof, and then the proof that it didn't happen was to send a completely different screenshot. Well, hey, Dingle. Bonjour. 4.5 minutes gone. I had an early mistake from the Storm. They dealt with the pressure. Now I've got another fairly early mistake from the Roosters. So Melbourne Storm, over halfway. It's going to be blow with the first carry of this set. Nearly 5 minutes gone. Munster, coming back towards centre field, will switch to Trent Liero. Could get called up for Australia, by the way. I think there's a chance he gets a call up. Wishart in centre field, out the back to Munster. Pops it across to Chan. Now 30 metres out. Melbourne Storm with 2 more tackles to go. Oh, I said Grant before. It is Garlick, I forgot. Garlick will go right to Wishart, who then pops it up to Anderson. Playing in the centres today with Warbrick coming back in. Back towards middle with Munster. Kicks then back towards the short side right. Warbrick will go up. But so does Tupou. He collects it cleanly. Great job from Tupou. And that's going to be a penalty for the Roosters. Okay. Forgot to win the poll. The lead is 13 plus for Melbourne Storm. Interesting. Okay. Ooh, was there another game this morning? There was. Okay, I predicted Eels 1-12. The score was... Get in! Come on. 26-22. What was my exact score prediction, by the way? Oh, I was so close. I predicted Storm 26-22, which was the Eels one. I predicted 24-22. I was 2 points off. Don't tell me they scored a penalty at the end or something. Oh, mate. I was 2 points off an exact score, but I got the 1-12. I'll take that. I will take it. We've had 6.5 minutes gone. Roosters on Storm's 40. Snell with Lenu in centre field. That kit is nice. That is so nice. That all white. I want Warrington to go back to that at some point. Now with Sandon Smith. Pops it up to Lindsay Collins on his right. 7 minutes gone. Last tackle for the Roosters. 30 metres out. They go short side right to Savala. Chips towards the back right. Decent placement behind the 10. Pappenhausen goes up. Collects it cleanly. That's well taken. He looked very awkward in that position there. Garlick with Seve on his left. Steps past one. Seve still going. What a powerhouse he is. Next carry from Bradley. Now it's Liero. Right to Wishart. Switches back to Anderson. Storm up towards the 40. 2 more tackles to go. Down the short side right to Wishart. And Pappenhausen as an option, but just carries up towards the halfway line. Wrapped up by White and Crichton. Garlick now on the last to Munster. Puts boot to ball. Plenty of height. Bit of spin on this one. Collected cleanly by Tupou just over the 10. Takes it over the 20. Up towards the 30. That's a good return there from Daniel Tupou. Back in place of Junior Tupou from last week. Nwangani Tawaze in centre field. Up towards the 30 again. Haven't really made much ground there. Now with Radley down the right edge, a few metres shy of the 40. Down the right-hand side, Savala eating up some extra metres, just short of the halfway line. Fourth tackle for the Roosters. Iwelu, short side right to Tedesco. Across to Toya. Couldn't quite get an offload. Now the last tackle. 8.5 minutes gone. Iwelu looking to kick straight from dummy half. He does, towards the posts. Bounces once. This is not too bad here. Collected by Warbrick. Under pressure from Collins. Returns it up towards the 10. 3 defenders in the tackle there. So, wasn't a bad kick, actually. Always good for a hooker to add a bit of a kicking game to their toolkit. Always helps. Pappenhausen with a carry over the 20. 9 minutes gone. Territory feels about even so far. Maybe leans slightly towards the Roosters just in terms of best field position. Down the short side left, Munster to Bloor. Great carry up towards halfway. He's still going. Gets an offload as well. Back to Munster. Inside Roosters territory. Wishaw up towards the 40. Oof. Well done not forcing that offload there. Short side left to Munster on the last. Eats up metres. Launches it across to Bradley. Knocks it backwards, I think. Seve collects. Off to Utkamanu. Now with Pappenhausen. Now to Wishaw. He can get a kick away. Right call. Just plenty of height towards the back right. Tupou collects on the 10. 9.5 minutes gone. And Tupou up towards the 20. Munster would look so good in an FC shirt. Well, if you don't ask, you don't get. So, I mean, Warrington got Andrew Johns for a couple of weeks, so if you don't ask, you don't get. 10 minutes gone. Iwelu at dummy half. Now taking it over the 40 with Naufahu White. Did Saints get Papali'i? Not confirmed. Tedesco now into Storm territory. Radley down the right edge, just short of the 40. Last tackle coming up. Just over 10 minutes gone. Short side right to Hugo Savala. Plenty of height on this. Good chase from Smith, but Pappenhausen collects it. He'll play this just short of his own 20. Garlic. Now with Bradley. Over the 20. And a few extra metres. Warbrick. Oof. Bumps off Sandon Smith. Takes it over the 30. Lindsay Collins there to help out as well. Second attempt there on Will Warbrick, so that's a penalty for Melbourne Storm. They can get the ball up the field. They've not had a proper attacking set yet, like inside the red zone, I don't think. So this might be their first one. Well, maybe we're just super cool and groovy with it. Maybe that's the case. 2 subscribers away from 11,500. Just 2. So close. So close. And again, if you could leave a like on the live stream, a thumbs up, it helps get out there to more people. Thank you kindly. Garlic, right to centre field, back towards the middle with Wishaw. Pops the ball to Utakamanu, who takes it over the 30. Iwelu in the tackle, so is Radley and White. 11.5 minutes gone. Second tackle. Garlic goes right to the arrow, out the back to Wishaw. Now Anderson, stopped 15 metres out down the right edge. Chan, back towards the middle to Wishaw. Steps back towards the right, steps again, still moving, gets an offload to Garlic. Across to Munster. He'll switch back to Nelson Asfa-Solomona. 20 metres out. In centre field, Garlic on the 4th tackle, right to Liero, out the back to Wishaw. Tries to kick the ball through. Makes it happen, but I think Utumanu's offside. Interesting. He went for that one. And they give away a penalty. Not great from Wishaw there, but I think he kind of got a bit startled, so he decided to go for the kick. What's your favourite way to score a try like in football? 30-yard out screamer? Good question. Favourite way to score a try? I would say, like, the long-range tries where you shift the ball. Like, you know when you shift the ball on your own 20 or 30, you throw a couple shapes together, and then you just get that pass out, or, like, might end with a cut-out pass to the winger, there's a break, support on the inside, tries like that. But I do love, to be fair, long-range solo tries where players just skip past a load of players. They're difficult to do. They're very difficult to do, but they, like, for me, I think actually they're the best ones. When a player just skips past a bunch of players and then is just gone. I think they are spicy. Lenu in possession, back towards the 40. Kind of. Pappenhausen goes up, takes it cleanly. That is so well taken again. Stop just over the 10. Wishart now to Warbrick. A little bit like the try that Thulis scored against, I think it was Hull FC a few weeks back. He collected the ball, had a bit of room to run or something, and through. Like, I love tries like that where they just find breaks and they're gone. Next carry from Anderson over the 30. Munster fakes on the 4th. Garlick with room to run. Stopped just short of the halfway line. Last tackle, left to Munster. Kicks from 50 metres. Tries to go over the head of Nwangani Tawase. Collects on the full on his own 10. He then returns it up towards the 20. I feel like that's his first touch of the game. I'm not sure. 20 metres out from your try line. Kick it over the top. Catch the ball. Get past the full-back and score. I mean, they're normally nice. I mean, it could have been that one, yeah. It might have been that one, Finn. But, yeah, I do like kind of solo tries where they have to get past a bunch of players. Radley up towards the 40. Aiello. Left to White. I need to yawn, sorry. 15 minutes gone. Last tackle coming up. Aiello right to Savala. Gets the kick away. So he's under a little bit less pressure than he was against the Eels. But at least he's getting his kicks away. And he's placed them slightly better, at least inside the 10. Anything special that Bevan French does is a good watch. Absolutely. What a freak of nature. Warbrick with a carry up towards the 20. Now with Anderson. In centre field, just short of the 30. Pappenhausen left to Munster. Now Seve trying to get around Toya. Toya gets him wrapped up. Great defensive work again. 4th tackle, Pappenhausen. Back down the short side left to Seve. Eats up metres. He can still go as well. Over the 40. 35 metres out. 16 minutes gone so far. It's with Tyron Wishart. Chips the ball plenty of height. Near the back corner. Batted backwards by Bradley. And that's going to be Roosters' ball. Oh, Munster wants to challenge something there. He wants to challenge something, but he can't. Eight of 9 completions for the Storm, 7 of 8 for the Roosters. So decent completion so far. Just one error from both. Tupou with a carry up towards his own 30. Aiello in centre field goes left to White. Carries it up towards the 40. Last tackle now for the Roosters. On the back to Savala. Kicks from his own 40. Plenty of distance on this one. Collected on the full by Pappenhausen on his own 10. 17 minutes gone. Switches back to Bradley and he'll play this 25 out from his own try line. So nobody's really trying to force a move. Even when they have spread the ball out wide, it's pretty much been covered anyway. Pappenhausen. Now Seve. He's now with Bloor, just short of the halfway line. Garlick in centre field with Liero. Switches back to Nelson As for Solomona. Stopped a few metres shy of the Roosters' 40. Now on the last tackle, Garlick goes right to Wishart. Puts plenty of height on this one, towards the back right. Tupou underneath it, collects it cleanly. On the 10, comes back towards the middle. Utukamanu gets him wrapped up. Almost. There's an offload though to James Tedesco. Over the 20, up towards the 30. Great return for the Roosters. And a penalty. Another penalty. 18 minutes gone. It's Nelson. Nelson asks for Solomona, giving away the penalty. It's going to be a tap on Storm's 40 from Smith. Hands it off to the other Smith. Billy to Sandon. Now with Ayuelu at dummy half in centre field. Goes right to Savala. Now Lindsay Collins down the right edge. Straight into Munster. Bloor is there to help out. So is Garlick. Trying to slow down the ruck here. Second tackle. Right edge with Tedesco. Goes down the short side right to Radley. That'll look forwards. Out the back to Tedesco again. Flicks it on to Nwangani Tawaze. Straight into Munster. Good defensive work from Cam Munster there. Finally plays the ball. 10 metres out. Now with Sandon Smith. Switches back to White. 19 minutes gone. Inside the 10, Ayuelu right at the post. Goes left to Sandon Smith. Out the back to James Tedesco. Pops it up to Billy Smith. He is stopped a metre short of the try line. Great defensive work. That's a nice little move there. Great defensive work. They go down the short side left to Crichton. He's stopped 2 metres short. Good scramble. They play it near the left touchline. Ayuelu, Tedesco, on his right to Sandon Smith. Could be space in the middle here for Savala. Pops up again. Collected by Munster. Melbourne Storm. Good scramble defence. Excellent work. Great work. And a penalty for Melbourne Storm. Munster getting in Sandon Smith's face. Getting in his face. Good effort there from the Roosters. Looking pretty quick. Quite lively as well. Almost coming up with something. But well done Melbourne for the scramble defence. It was good work. And that's 20 minutes gone. First quarter of the game's done. 3 more to go. So a penalty kick from the 10. They find touch. And they'll start a fresh set 35 metres up the field. There's a lot of blood on the neck of Savala there. There's a lot of blood. Just know Connor's going to have a masterclass against us tomorrow right in the Stars. Well, you shouldn't have let him go then. You shouldn't have let him go, mate. And... okay, I missed that. There's a 6 again. They're not happy about something. Oh, that's a penalty now. I'm not happy about something. Lenu, I think he's thinking something else happened, but... well, forearm in the throat, basically. He wasn't happy with that. It is a little bit. It's a bit heated. Penalties. We had 1 for Storm, then Roosters. 1 for Storm, 2 for Roosters, 2 for Storm. Liero hands it off to Utakamanu on his left. So by the end of this set, Storm will be inside the red zone. We'll see what they can do with this attacking set. Munster on his left to Wishart. Stopped 25 metres out. Garlick. Centre field, right to Munster. Who's that number 10 there? McDonald, maybe? Not sure. Down the left edge with Bloor. Up towards the 10 near the left touchline. 18.5 to go in the first half. Bradley on his right to Pappenhausen. Now in centre field with Garlick. Liero takes a carry straight up, just short of the 10. Last tackle for Melbourne Storm. Garlick goes short side left to Pappenhausen. Pops it up to Bloor. Pappenhausen is just... he's so good at his job. You know when someone's so good at the job? He's so good at his job. He's one of those guys. He has a job. He's good at it. But it's Bloor with a try. 4-0 with a kick to come. What happened to Harry Grant? He's being rested. There's a bunch being rested, Finn. Who else are they resting? Meany's being rested. Let me just get the thing up. Well, there we go. First try, Sean Bloor. I did not... I'm going to sound like a liar here. I was partially thinking Bloor for first try scorer to like be a little bit different again. I was thinking it, but I didn't say it, so it doesn't count. My bad, my bad. Who was missing? Oh, it's on my notes, isn't it? They are resting Elias Katoa, Harry Grant, Josh King, Nick Meaney, Tui Kamikamitha, and Xavier Coates. this L is for you. Rooster going to beat the Storm? Well, we will see. We will see. Join late. Have you been okay with how the Storm have played compared to the other Amy Park appearances? Storm's been fine. A couple of penalties in there, not been perfect. I think it's been difficult for both sides to really spread the ball and open up the defence. But I think both have been kind of fine. Just fine. Nothing crazy, nothing special. Pappenhausen to add the extras. The kick is good. That's going to be 6-0 for Melbourne Storm. We've not had a trumpet yet, have we? No sirree, Bob. Think they deserve first place? Well, I guess if they do deserve it, they'll get it. But Raiders, they're pushing them. They're pushing them. Obviously, they'll go top if they win this one. There's a kick towards the back right. Munster underneath it, collects it, hands it off to Utakamanu, and he will play this ball 15 out from his own try line. There's 16 and a half minutes to go. Garlic on his right to... Who is that? That's not McDonald, is it? It is. It looks smaller than I remember. Looks kind of skinny. Doesn't really look like a prop forward. Anyway, carry over the halfway line. Last tackle coming up, 16 minutes to go. Garlic, short side left to Munster, engage the line. Bloor, then across to Seve, a little bit wayward, and they're trying to do a little bit too much there. A little bit too much. Cheeky smile there from Gateau and Grants on the in the stands. And a carry up towards the 40. In centre field with Nwangani Tawase. Carries up towards the halfway line. Plenty of tackles to go, so good field position. Watson's also on. He will shoot it left to Sandon Smith. Now with Crichton down the left edge. I think Smith has helped to relieve a lot of pressure for Savala this week. Because when Walker went off, I think Savala just looked out of it. Now it's Savala. Cross to Tedesco. Then Toya cuts back in with a bit of space. Stopped on the 20. Or just short of it. Pappenhausen. So there might be some space behind the defensive line. With him not in position. There's a chip over the top from Tedesco. Well spotted. Collected by Pappenhausen though. In goal at the moment. Trying to escape. But he is stopped eventually by Savala. Good effort from Ryan Pappenhausen. Really good effort. It's going to be a goal line dropout. Will they go short? They don't need to. But they might do. There's been a lot of talk recently from a lot of pundits in the NRL saying that, if you manage to get a 6 again, like if you get a repeat set by putting a beautifully weighted kick into the in-goal area, then you should basically get the ball back. And the short dropout, because the actual kicking team wins it back as often as they do, that it's unfair. Would you change anything about would you stop short dropouts? Would you extend the margin up towards the 20? Like, if you can do a short dropout to the 20, then surely you should be allowed to compete at that point. Or would you push it back to the 30, something like that? Is there anything that you guys would do? I think I'd maybe consider pushing it back to the 20. Because I do agree, if you manage to get a goal line dropout, like a repeat set, basically, then you should get that. You've earned it with the kick. But I don't mind the short drop. I don't mind it. Will Warbrick with the first carry out the back of this scrum. 15 metres out from the road try line. The whistle is blown for a penalty. Not sure what for. 13 and a half minutes to go. Both sides not been great with penalties, but it's looking worse for the Roosters right now. There's 3 in a row against the Roosters. I didn't see what the penalty was for, but Wishart will kick to touch. Melbourne Storm will start a fresh set. 35 out from their own try line. There's a tap and go. Tap and go there from Anderson. Played in the centres today. 13 minutes to go. Garlic. Next carry from Chan. Again, another game in the back row. with Katoa out. It was blowout last week. Liero in centre field, left to Munster, on the halfway line. Pappenhausen, Seve on his outside. Room to run for Seve, looking for an offload. Can't quite get it, but he's up to the 30. Great carry. Pappenhausen near the left touchline, now with Bradley. Carries it up towards Roosters 20. 12.5 to go, 2 tackles left. Garlick right to Munster, fakes the switch back twice, across to Wishart, 15 out. Chan steps off his right foot, stopped 11 metres out, wants a quick play of the ball. Garlick in centre field with Munster, last tackle pops up to Utakamanu, he is stopped 2 metres short the try line. Good tackle, great tackle there from Naufahu White. 12 minutes to go in the first half, really important tackle. But they'll have to play this a few metres in front of their own try line. Tupou with the first carry. Stopped just short of the 10. Watson. Next carry from Smith. Next carry from Butcher. Egan Butcher now on the field up towards the 20. He's looked quite lively the last couple of weeks when he's come on. Looked alright. Completion still high for both. 14 of 16 for the Storm, 88%, and 85% for the Roosters. So both pretty good right now. Just a lot of penalties. That's the only thing that's ruining the game for either at the moment. 4th tackle. White takes a carry straight up. Now the last. Watson looking right. Goes out the back to Savala. Long kick. Kicking is definitely a lot better this week from Savala. But Bradley will take this over his own 20. And he stopped a few metres shy of the 30 with 11 minutes to go. 6-0 for Melbourne Storm. I would say in terms of territory, they've looked... or they've had more positive territory. In terms of difference in quality, I guess you could say, just because we've seen more of the Roosters, they look like the better side. But I don't think there's much separating them right now aside from penalties. But a knock on there from Trent Liero in centre field. Turns the ball over on the halfway line. That could be costly. Loss of concentration. Granted serving a 2-game suspension. Oh right, I thought he was just being rested. What's the suspension for? What happened? Who did they play last week? Did he do something last? I don't recall him doing any. Oh wait, no, he was on report for something, wasn't he? He was in the bin. Yes, he was in the sin bin last week. I just can't remember what for. Yes, I remember now. I remember. Who did they play against? I might have jogged my memory. Bulldogs. Right. I don't quite remember the exact action that happened, but I remember now. Break here for Radley. Oof. Just tapped on the ankles. He's going to play this 5 metres out. Quick play the ball down the right-hand side. Watson, short side right to Savala. Spins. Good scramble. Stopped a metre short the try line. Watson. 4th tackle, 9.5 to go. Sandon Smith. Out the back to Naufahu White. James Tedesco over the top to Billy Smith. Launches it left to Tupou. Not enough space in the corner. Cuts back inside slightly. He's going to play this 5 metres out. Last tackle for the Roosters in this set. In centre field with Sandon Smith. Now Savala chips the ball with a bit of height. Nwangele Tuwaze goes up, bats it backwards to Sandon Smith. Kicks the ball through, chasing Billy Smith, but it's going to be penalty for the Storm. Can't remember exactly. Think it was some kind of high shot. Right, okay. In my head, it was like some kind of... Not crusher. Like hip... No. No, you're probably right with a high shot. Yeah. How's Nwangele Tuwaze batted that backwards? How's he done that? What was the penalty even for? I literally don't have a clue what this penalty was for. I've got no idea. I missed that. Kicking to touch, they'll tap and go from the 30. That's Anderson with the first carry. 8 minutes 20 to go in the first half. Wishart on his left to Chan. Next carry from Lissati. I think that is. Munster leading the VB hard earned index with 40. It's then White with 38. Bloor with 32. Chan with 29. Collins with 29. Liero with a carry in centre field. 8 minutes to go. Wishart on his right to Pezzett. who now enters the field. Munster hands the ball off to Chan down the right edge. Stopped on the Roosters 40 with 2 tackles to go. Is there an extra push there from Crichton? Yes, there is. Another penalty. This discipline from the Roosters has got to pick up. I don't know what happened on the last penalty, though. I didn't see a single thing, so I'm not sure. Seven penalties. Yeah, that is straight up a penalty. Oh my god, what is he doing? He's put both hands on his head and pushed him. Like, hard enough for him to kind of lose balance. It's just a straight up penalty. Like, I don't think you can really complain about that. 35 metres out, Pezzett gives the ball off to Liero. Stop 30 metres out. Just over 7 minutes to go. First tackle, Wishart. Left to McDonald. Stopped on the 20. Second tackle, over on the left-hand side of the field. Wishart on his right to Munster in centre field. On his left to Liero. Makes a metre or two in total. Third tackle, Wishart. On his right to Munster. Out the back to Pezzett. Pops it flat across to Chan. Stopped on the 10. 2 tackles to go. Inside the field with Pezzett. Looking left. Goes left to Lasati. Stop 5 metres out. Last tackle. Wishart in front of the left post. Left to Pezzett. Chips towards the back left. Nwangi Tawaze versus Bradley. And it is knocked on from the Storm. It is. It is. 6.5 to go. Just less. Well placed kick, actually. Good effort from Bradley. It looks fairly tall. Harry Grant was suspended for 2 games due to grade 2 shoulder charge on Canterbury forward Harry Hayes. The incident occurred in the 45th minute, resulted in Grant being sent to the sin bin. Gotcha. Thank you. Penalty against the Storm. Holding down from Trent Liero. Bloody hell. 4 penalties that the Roosters have had, but 7 for Melbourne Storm. Yeah, Roosters' discipline hasn't been great, but Storm, of course, they haven't been perfect either. Next carry from... Is that Siwa Wong? I think it is. Straight up. 5.5 to go. Watson in centre field with Sandon Smith. Egan Butcher carries up towards the halfway line. Quick play the ball for Watson. On his right to White. Each team had a line break each. Harry's back. 12 missed tackles for the Storm, 10 for the Roosters. Scoot there from Watson, eating up the metres down the left-hand side. Pops up to Crichton. He stopped 20 metres out, 2 tackles to go. Great metres here for the Roosters. Smith, right to Savala, across with a cut-out pass to Toya. Loses possession of the ball as he tries to skip past Bradley. Just lost it there. Still backing for Australia. Still think he and Nwangi Tawaze should make the team. And possibly be the starting right edge for the Aussies. This will be a scrum for the Storm on their own 20. There's 4.5 minutes to go. Joseph says up the Storms. That seems like a new name in here. So, if this is your first time, welcome. If it's not, welcome back. Average points conceded, 16.9. Best in the league from Storm. 17 exactly for the Bulldogs after that. Watch this on. It's on Sky Sports Action. Up towards the 40. Third tackle for Melbourne Storm. Pezzett in centre field, right to Munster. Switches back to McDonald. He's got an easy break as well. Henderson was on his left, but he can still keep on going. He stopped about 13 metres out. Fourth tackle, Warbrick. Shoots it back towards the middle to Wishart. Then across to Pezzett. Now with Munster. Switches back to Lasati. He's going to play this 15 metres out. 3.5 to go. Last tackle for Melbourne. Wishart. Right to Pezzett. Look for the back right corner. Chips the ball. Warbrick bats it back inside. Anderson is there. Well done, Melbourne Storm. Great, well-placed kick there from Pezzett. He's looked quite comfortable the last couple of weeks when he's been getting some game time, so fair play to the young man. Warbrick goes up. Not sure if it was him that slapped it back, but he's a tall geezer. Well done, McDonald, for the break. From the prop forward. Well done. That is going to be 10-0 with a kick to come. What was the league game on? I think it was on Action as well, but I'm not too sure. Never heard of it. It's one of the main Sky Sports channels. Anderson with 11 tries this season. Joint third best with Elias Katoa. Pappenhausen on 14. Coates on 19. Try confirmed. 10-0 with a kick to come. Two minutes to go. Clock is still running down. Pappenhausen to add the extras from the touchline. It looks like it's just drifting, and it is. It's going to stay 10-0 for the Melbourne Storm. 1 minute 42 to go. So they will take the lead going into half-time. Any more points in this half? I think it's very unlikely. Anderson's looking a bit more comfortable recently. I think when he first came in, there was him and... who was the other one? Howarth. When they first started getting in the side, they actually looked at a decent level. But I think over recent months, they've when they've had more game time, they've looked a lot more, even more comfortable than that. So, good job from them. Now with Liero on the 20, makes about 5 or 6 metres on the carry. Minute 15 to go. Boston, the prisoner of war. Sup, mate? I'm new to the channel. Just subscribe. Well, thank you very much, sir, or ma'am. That is greatly appreciated. Thank you kindly. Subscribers, that takes us to over 11,500. The target by the end of the year was 10,000. We hit that. It's now currently 12. Because we got the Pacific Championships going. But yeah, thank you for stopping by. Let's get a trumpet for the new geezer. Hello to anyone else that's new in here. Joseph, new as well. Fantastic. Glad to have you. Trying to build up as many people on the Pacific Island nation side of things as possible. If you're in Australia, could be a lot of people in here from PNG again. Tend to get a fair few people from PNG. Samoa, Fiji? Yes, sir, I'm from the UK. 15 seconds to go. 40 metres out. Are the Roosters going to try something here? They might do. Sandon Smith pops up to Crichton. 10 seconds to go, on the halfway line. Oof, almost lost it. Last play of the half. Left to Smith. Pops up to Billy Smith. And he'll just run it in. He will be tackled. And that is going to be half time. There we go. So 10-0 for Melbourne Storm. Both have felt about even. About even. But penalties a lot against the Roosters means that it's been easier for field position for the Storm. Nice, bro. Favourite EPL team is Everton. So is mine. That is my side. Used to have a season ticket. That was good old days. Saw some great goals at Goodison Park. I was very lucky. But I will be off to the Hill Dickinson Stadium for Game 2 of the Ashes, so that'll be good. Up the Toffees. Go on, lad. Go on. We're going to win it all this year. Maybe. We'll see. We will see. It's a solid start from the Storm. Having a little team talk on the field. Love to be able to hear what's being said there. They're taking the time coming off. I think are they bracing themselves for bellyache, maybe? I think bellyache will be fairly happy with that. Not it won't be perfect by any means, but who knows? I don't know him well enough to judge. But it's been okay. Okay half from Melbourne Storm. Roosters, they've also looked okay. But they do need to clean up the ill discipline. The penalties just are killing them right now. They need to sort that out ASAP. Favourite NRL side is the Rabbitohs. Okay, gotcha. It's been a tough year. It's been a tough year for the Bunnies, but positive signs. Few changes in the backs. Quite a few. Jai Gray stepped up massively this year. I'd love to have a player like him at Warrington. That's my team, by the way, for those that are new. I'm a Warrington Wolves fan. If I had to pick an NRL team, it'd be the Raiders. Not because they're first, but because I just kind of I enjoy watching them. I like how they're built. I've kind of liked the Raiders anyway. Not because they're first, just to be clear about that. But yeah, Warrington Wolves is my team. And if you're unsure, yes, it's that team that got battered at Vegas earlier in the year. It's that team. That was fun. Might be going to next Friday to the Derby. Oh, right. Well, that'll be decent atmosphere. Should be good. Slight improvements recently from the Rabbitohs, though. So good signs. Jai Gray for next year. Massive step up. Obviously, Latrell. Brandon Smith. Maybe there's a more regular place for him at 9 or maybe 14 or 13 possibly. Kalamatangi played a little bit more in the front row this year. I have to see about the halves as well. There's a few too many options. Like you've got Whiten, you've got Walker, you've got Humphreys, you've got Ward, who's looked alright. Looks a little bit light, but could get some more game time next year. So there's a good few options in the halves. Might still be Whiten in centres. You got Campbell Graham at some point, hopefully. You can get a full season in. Are you friends with South Sydney support? So I'll probably join them at the game. Very nice. Slow match, but Storm talent shows up when needed. Goal line stand and take advantage of your opportunities. Yeah, good point, actually. I've not really thought about the defensive work. That's a good point. That's a good point, Jonathan. Defensive work, like the Roosters have been in good territory. They've had chances and they've done a good job. They've looked quite creative. They're not just either forcing it out wide or trying to crash over through the middle. They are mixing things up. They look quite creative and quite lively. But Melbourne Storm just scrambling really well. Look, you going to see the Ashes? Yeah, I'm very excited about that. And at my football club stadium. That's going to be fun. I can't wait. I'm going with two other Evertonians, but they're also St Helens fans. But I'm going with someone who isn't even a Rugby League fan. He doesn't know anything about the sport, but he's a Liverpool fan. So we'll get to see the best stadium in Merseyside. Anyway, got to go, my friend. Have a good one, bro. Up the Toffees. Well, thank you for stopping by anyway, Boston. Thank you for stopping by. Enjoy the rest of your weekend if I don't see you. Ashes should be good though. I've pretty much maintained since the start that the Australia might win all 3 games, but I think every game will be close. I think there's a lot of people that are NRL supporters that just, because they don't watch Super League, don't really know the quality that England can have in the side. So I think the games will be closer than people expect. It might still be 3-0, and that's fine. I just want to see how close we can compete to the best Australia squad. I know there's no Payne Haas, like that's a big miss, but I just want the strongest Australia side possible. What happened to Penrith losing against the Doggies? They rested a bunch of players, Joseph. They rested like 16 first team players. So that was it. They just had a bunch of kids playing, but they didn't play too bad actually. It was an alright effort from a team that was just chucked together. It wasn't too bad, but yeah, they had a bunch of players rested. They rested Talangi, To'o, McLean, Edwards, Yeo, Papali'i, Tango, Henry, Martin, Smith, Garner, Kenny, Leota, Cleary, Sorensen, Jenkins. So they did okay. I don't think they were ever going to win that one, but they definitely surprised me in how well they did in some parts. Does anyone think that the Roosters are going to make a comeback? I might put a poll up, actually. I agree with James Graham there. This is one of the best performances of the year from the Storm, especially defensively. Like they've been great all year, but this is really solid. Given the guys that they've rested for this one as well. Again, I'll list the names that have been rested. Katoa, Grant, obviously suspension, but Katoa, Grant, King, Meaney, Kamikamitha, and Coates. So they're looking all right. Oh dear. What happened in the Wars game? What do you think about Haas' decision going to the Samoa side? I think it's fair enough. It's understandable. Excuse me. It's the reason why it's disappointing for me is because I wanted to see him live. I want Australia to take the strongest team they possibly can because I want to see where England's at. So that's a selfish reason there. I didn't want him to do it. Maybe next year for the World Cup, possibly. But countries like Samoa, they've got good squads, but they just needed a little bit more from somewhere. So if they've got May and Haas starting up front in the Pacific Championships, they're going to be dangerous. So the forward packs for Samoa, for Tonga, and for New Zealand this year are going to be so good. They will be so unbelievably powerful. I cannot wait for these battles up front. I don't think I'll be able to separate them, honestly. Until I actually see the games, when I do predictions videos, there's no way I'll be able to separate them. Unless there's someone that takes, smaller players. There's major players that aren't picked. But I think it's fair enough. I've always said, or for a long time I've said, I wish that we were a little bit more clear with international representation. I don't like the fact that players can change every season. I want to do it on a cycle. So the start of the cycle is the year after the Rugby League World Cup, so 2027. So for 2027, 28, 29 and 30, to the next World Cup, you lock in your nation for 4 years. And then you can change it. But I think for that cycle, you need to lock it in. I don't like this chopping and changing every year. That's just me, though. I get you want to represent other heritage you've got, which is it's completely fine. There are some, players that played for Ireland that then have now since played for England, and it's just a bit messy. It's also possible he couldn't be asked coming over here for the Ashes as well. It's also possible. He just couldn't be asked playing England. Should be a few minutes out. So looking at the vote, 9 votes on the poll so far. If you haven't left a vote, do let me know what you're thinking. 10 votes. Will the Roosters come back and win? 7 out of 10 say yes so far. I don't think they will. But you let me know what you're thinking. Another one voted no. Yeah, I can't see him doing it. There's a lot of penalties that they're giving away already, unless they clean it up for the second half. And defensively, Melbourne Storm just look really solid at the moment. Really, really solid. I need to make a stream highlights video after this. I've got to do Lee vs Castleford yesterday. Predicted the first try scorer. They were 22-1. Could have put a tenner on that. I predicted exactly how it'd be scored as well. It was very close to exact. I was about 90% exact on how the try was scored. Who got the assist, who got the try, and how it was scored. Melbourne, top of the ladder as of right now. Wishart's looking a bit more comfortable recently as well. Good to see him getting more game time. I'm a big fan of Wishart. Not sure if he'll get a starting gig anywhere next year or the year after, possibly. Maybe he's just happy where he's at Storm, happy with his role, comfortable with what's going on. Which is fine with him. Would Pezzett want to move on somewhere else? Possibly. Players are coming back out, by the way. We're back underway shortly. So if you've not subscribed, please do. We've just hit 11,500. If you could, leave a thumbs up on the live stream. Clicking the thumbs up below. Gets it out there to more people. Thank you very much. We're back underway. Second half has begun. Savala will pop the ball up to Siwa Wong. And he'll carry this up towards the 20. That's a good opening carry. Watson, now with Nwangani Tuate with the next one. Through centre field up towards the 30. Good early meters. Can they finish the set inside Storm territory? Very possibly. Egan Butcher. Over the 40. Another 10. Watson. Left to White. Then to Crichton. Over halfway. 2 more tackles to go. Good meters here from the Roosters. Plays for Watson. That looked like an incorrect play of the ball, but they will continue. White with a great carry over the 40 to 35 metres out. Last tackle. Great opening set from the Roosters. Savala kicks from the 40. Towards the back left. Pappenhausen goes up, takes it cleanly. He's had a few of those. Is Stefano on? He is... As far as I can tell, not. This will tell me. This will tell me. Team list. He's off. McDonald and Lasati are the starting front rowers right now. That's a good opening set. Lasati with the next carry. Up towards Melbourne's own 30. Plays for Wishart at dummy half. Right to Liero. Just shy of the 40. Minute and a half gone, sorry. Wishart on the last. Goes short side right to Jonah Pezzett. Drills it quite low. A fair bit of distance. Bounces once. Pops up nicely on the 10 for Tupou. And he'll carry this over the 20. Cutting back towards the middle slightly. Brought down by 3 defenders. They drag him up towards the 30, actually. 2 minutes gone. Sandon Smith. Left to Billy Smith. Is now with Siwa Wong up towards the 40. Third tackle coming up for the Roosters. Down the short side left. Smith to Smith. Now Crichton, Sandon Smith. Now Fahu White through centre field over Storm's 40. Look for an offload. Nearly gets one. So back to 35 metres out. Last tackle. Right to Butcher. Now Savala. Out the back to Tedesco. Kicks the ball through. Chips it towards the back right. Pappenhausen is there. Nearly in touch. He is then put into touch. Good stuff from the Roosters. Great field position. They've earned it. Defended well. Moved up the field again. Great kick. Well placed from Tedesco towards the back right corner. Haven't seen Surfire logo in a while. Yes, good point. It's been a long time. Is he injured? Or has he just been dropped? It has been a while anyway. Roosters, 10 metres out. First carry. Just right at the post with Siwa Wong. Plays this about 3 metres out for Watson. He launches it left to White. He did crash over for a try. Quite an easy one. I want to say it was 2 weeks ago. Sandon Smith in centre field. Right to Savala. Had a switchback option. Now with Tedesco trying to get around Seve. Switches back to Nwangani Tuase. He's stopped 5 metres short of the try line. Over on the right edge of the field. Radley on the third tackle. Comes back towards the middle to Savala. Centre field with Butcher. Left to Sandon Smith. Cross to Tedesco. Billy Smith, wants to get the ball away, but kind of falls and drops the ball. Oh, no. Oh, dear, that was not good. That was not good. Really? Right, so it's not been called as a knock-on, but because Melbourne kicked it over the touch like the dead ball line, it's a goal line dropout. They went short on the dropout, and it's a play the ball in the 10 for the Roosters. What a load of bollocks that is. In centre field with Siwa Wong. Takes it back over the 10. 9 metres out, maybe 8. In centre field with Watson. He goes left to Savala. Out back to Sandon Smith. Switches back to Angus Crichton. Bumps off a few defenders. Cuts back towards the middle. Egan Butcher. Wraps up on the 10. Gets an offload though. Now Fahu White in possession. Look for an offload. Gets one to Connor Watson. Looks down the left-hand side. Stopped 11 metres out. Left of the post. Right to Savala. Right edge with Tedesco. Goes himself. Stopped 5 metres out. Gets an offload to Nwangani in the right corner. Don't you dare. Don't tell me. They're going to have a look at this one. How has he done that? Please. Please don't tell me he's actually managed to do that. Oh my god, he's actually done it. He's actually done it. Here's a different angle. Foot still in the field of play. If they don't put Mark Nwangani in the Kangaroo side for the Ashes, it is a travesty. It is a joke. We will all have been hoodwinked. Great movie. There is no way he doesn't make the Australia side. There's no way. I understand if you want to pick Zach Lomax as an option in there. Coates will be on the left. That's without a doubt. Lomax could be in the side. You'll get other options that can play on the wing like Tabuai Fido, however you pronounce it, whatever. But Mark Nwangani makes the Australia side. Without question, in my opinion. Without question. Toya as his centre as well. It could be Tabuai Fido. It could be Tom Trbojevic. But Toya and Nwangani on that right-hand side. It's got to be. 10-4 with a kick to come. How's it not been confirmed yet? Finally. This guy's ridiculous. 7 minutes gone. First try of the game for the Roosters. Mark Nwangani is ridiculously good. Sandon Smith. With a conversion from the touchline to make it a 4-point game. It looks okay, but it is swinging slightly. Just creeps in. It's game on. Storm been looking like the better side, but one try from the Roosters and they are well in this game. They've had a good start. Great carries to start. Great field position. Really solid start to the second half of the Roosters. Savala pops up to Siwa Wong. Takes it over the 10. Just over 7 minutes gone. Watson at dummy half. On his left to Daniel Tupou. Takes a carry over the 20 for the Roosters. Down the left edge of the field. Watson on his right to Angus Crichton. Takes the next carry up towards the 30. Can he get an offload? Not quite. Watson scoots up towards the 40. Great metres from the Roosters. Every tackle is 10 metres or more. Tedesco still shifting as well. Up towards halfway. There's 20 metres on that plate right there. Watson on his right to Wong. Takes it over the 40. Great metres in the second half for the Roosters. Kick towards the sticks. So just right of it. Pappenhausen goes up. Takes it cleanly. Smashed into by Nwangani. Big hit there. Stop 5 out from the try line. It's with Bradley with the next carry up towards the 10. Pezzett on his left to Seve. Storm are definitely not competing in the meters department on these carries right now. Warbrick takes it over the 20. Pappenhausen, oh no, it's now going to be Wishart at dummy half in centre field. Left to Liero, up towards the 30. The ball pops out. It's going to be a loose carry. Referee calls a loose carry. Oh dear. Oh dear. Scrum for the Roosters, 30 metres out. Savala will feed the ball in. Back out to Savala. Then Sandon Smith down the right edge with Toya. Over the 40. Look for an offload maybe. There's a boot that comes loose for Toya. 6 again as well. Nearly 10 minutes gone. Wong takes it up towards Storm's 10 and just over it. Roosters looking really dangerous this half now. Right at the post, Watson launched it left to Savala in centre field, left to Sandon Smith. Then to Crichton, back inside to James Tedesco. That is nice stuff there. Nice movement, nearly in. Watson, right to Butcher, trying to crash over. I think he's held up there. He is. Hopefully Hughes comes back before the season finishes. I think I recall he was supposed to be back for the semi-finals. Either the first round of playoffs or the preliminary finals. I think the prelims, actually, would be when he's supposed to be back. Play the ball a metre out, right the post from White. It's right to Sandon Smith. Tedesco over the top to Nwangani Tawazi. There's no way. Still gets it back inside to James Tedesco. Flicks it back into the face of Robert Toya. But the Melbourne Storm come up with possession. Even without Hughes, though, Melbourne Storm can still get it done. They can still find a way to do it. And if Wishart's getting more time at 7, so even if they don't get him back for the preliminary final or even grand final, even if they don't get him back, Wishart's getting plenty of time at 7, and Pezzett's getting a lot more game time as well. So, even without Hughes, it's still doable for Melbourne. That is now 11 minutes gone. 4th tackle for Melbourne Storm, only up towards the 30, with Stefano Utakamanu down the left edge. Wishart on the last, goes out the back to Pezzett, kicks from the 30, hits Siwa Wong, now in the hands of Anderson. Was that played? I guess you could say it was played at. So it's going to be a 6 again. Fresh set of 6 for the Melbourne Storm, starting on their own 40. Warbrick with the first carry of this fresh set up towards halfway. 11.5 minutes gone in the second half. Wishart down the right hand side, back towards the middle with Liero. Switches back to McDonald, had himself a line break before. Few metres shy of the Roosters 40, plays for Wishart in centre field, left to Pezzett. Out the back to Munster, pops it across to Bloor, goes for an offload, kicked on by Pappenhausen, I think. Knocked backwards by Tedesco. Very close, very close. 12 minutes gone. Roosters in possession. 27.5 minutes to go in this game. White with the carry over the 30. It's been a great second half from the Roosters. Too many errors. Well, actually, not too bad with errors, to be fair. I meant penalties. Too many penalties given away. And they just didn't really have that much going for them. Like, too much. When they got themselves in good field position, they looked creative. They looked quite quick with the ball. But now, the carries, the movement, the space that they're finding, they've earned this. First half, they were clearly second best. They've earned this. They've now taken the lead. It's level, but they will get the kick. They have fully earned this. Melbourne Storm have kind of been startled in the second half. They've not competed at all. The Roosters are actually going to take the lead for the first time. Easy break for Butcher. Support from Seo Wong, who's had some great carries as well this half. There you go. 12-10. That little miles forward. It wasn't great. I will say momentum. I will say momentum on that one. Wasn't great. A win for the Roosters could ironically be good for the Dolphins. The Raiders might rest players in round 27. Oh, right. Good thought. Good thought. Well, wouldn't that mean that the Rabbitohs need to win next week? To, make it even easier. Or are the Dolphins that close on points? 100% is momentum, but it looks forward going off where thrown and where caught. Yeah, I get you. The kick is good from Sandon Smith. Can't believe the Roosters are leading here. Can't believe it. Few birds in the stadium, flapping their swings around. Wong, the try scorer, up towards the 10. Watson, now with Nwangani Tuaze through centre field, up towards the 20. Nwangani Tuaze is down, gets up slowly, not happy about something. Oof, Steep with a carry up towards the 20. So as of right now, Canberra still hold on to top spot. They'll be loving this. Now over the 30. 15.5 minutes gone. Watson still moving up towards their own 40. Last tackle for the Roosters. Now Savala kicks from the 40. On the last tackle, collected 5 out from Pappenhausen. Returns it over the 10. Under a lot of pressure, switches back to Warbrick. Well, Storm, I think they need to find something from somewhere. Whether they need to shift the ball around more, because going through the middle, it's not happening. So I think, and if the Roosters are cleaning up their act in terms of discipline, they're not getting the easy meters. So I think the Storm need to start moving the ball around more. Anderson cuts back towards the middle, takes it up towards the 30. 2 tackles to go in this set. Sorry, it needs to yawn. Kick behind the 40 from Munster. Bounce on the 30, over the 20, back towards the 10. The bounce definitely helped out. It wasn't a great kick to start with, but the bounce certainly helped. Tupou takes it back over the 20. So 7 penalties in favour of Storm, 4 in favour of the Roosters. In the first half, we had 11 penalties. There's been none in the second half so far, with nearly 17 minutes gone. Radley carries it up towards the 40. Steep with the next carry. 23 minutes to go. Watson in centre field. Left to Wong. Then to Smith. Pops up to Crichton. Takes an inside Roosters territory with the last tackle coming up. Now with Butcher, he has to get the kick away. And it actually looks alright. But it goes over the dead ball line. Interesting. So a tap from Bradley. He will take the first carry himself. 7 tackle set here for the Melbourne Storm. This might be what they need to get up the field. Warbrick down the right edge over the 30. And a few extra metres as well. Wishart. Now with Munster. Then to Utakamanu on his left. Gets an offload for Pappenhausen. Drops it backwards maybe. And ref's going to say it's a knock-on. Do they want to try and challenge it? I don't know if the angle's going to be favourable for Pappenhausen here. I think it was backwards, but I don't think it's going to look favourable. Difficult to tell. This might end up being inconclusive. Yeah, inconclusive is fair on this one. Dolphins need to win next 2 games. Dolphins slightly better for and against. Right, okay. So yeah, it is going to be inconclusive. It's going to be 35 metres out, Roosters in possession. Excuse me, folks. Excuse me. Just need to do this real quick. Watson down the left edge over the 20. Great field position again for the Roosters. I think if they score again and get the kick, I actually can't see the Storm coming back in this, to be honest. $15 metres out with Sandon Smith. Pops it across to Steep. Stopped on the 10. 2 more tackles to go in centre field. Now down the right hand side. Wayward pass. Seve putting Nwanganituwaze under pressure. Gets an offload to Toya though. Stepping. Nearly through. He's going to play this a few metres short of the try line right at the post. Last tackle. 21 minutes to go. Watson launched it left to Savala. Now Sandon Smith. Might be space down the left hand side. Wayward pass. Warbrick. Was it touched by Storm? Oof. Not played at, apparently. So that is going to be Storm's ball. God, they deal with that one. They deal with that one. Storm on their own 30. Nelson asks for Solomona, takes it up towards the 40. The big man. Is Sydney winning a surprise? Based on how they were in the... Well, based on the team list at the start of the game, no. Based on how they were in the first half, yes. But they've fully earned this comeback. 20 minutes to go. Final quarter of the game. Last tackle. Got more people in here now. 45 people. Welcome. Good to see you. Kick on the last from the Storm towards the back left. Nwanganituwaze underneath it. Collects it cleanly. Under pressure. He's going to play this ball 2 metres in front of his own try line. Radley. Then to Toya. Still stopped behind the 10. 3 defenders in the tackle. 3 big men. Nelson, Stefano and Alex McDonald get him stopped. Tupou with a great carry over the 20 actually. And a few extra metres. That's a fantastic carry from Daniel Tupou. Connor Watson now with James Tedesco up towards the 30. Stopped in centre field. Just over 19 minutes to go. Fourth tackle. Watson will scoot from dummy half. Almost a high shot. Over the 40. 15, 16 metres made there. That's great. Oof, Watson stepping up to Nelson. Asks for Solomona. Fair play to him. Kick on the last from Savala. Kicks from behind the halfway line. Collected over the 10 by Pappenhausen. Gives it to Warbrick. Cuts back towards the middle. Storm, they need to find something from somewhere. Just came to my head, but the NRL lot who come and flop in Super League, does it have anything to do with Super League playing through summer compared to NRL winter? They don't play through winter. It's at the same time. Their seasons, like, they start pre-season, which is 2 weeks long, when we start our season. And we finish around the same time. We got offside from Melbourne Storm. Well, the season anyway. Season's not through winter. But the flop is probably just because physicality of the game, it's slower. So, if our rucks are slower, it means our defenders can get set. And therefore, it's harder to break lines. So, with faster play of the ball, it's easier to break lines. It's like Keary. You'd imagine that when Keary came over, what he did last year with the Roosters, should be able to do a lot more this year, but he's not really been able to make much happen. So yeah, penalty for the Roosters. First one of this second half. 18 minutes to go. 15 metres out for the Roosters. Watson goes left to Sandon Smith. Now with Steep. He might have done, yeah. Don't know if he's going to be there next year. I'm not entirely sure what the deal was. Sandon Smith inside the 10. Ooh, Nelson trying to strip that ball out. He's going to play this 7 metres out in front of the right post. Watson on the third goes left to Savala. Across to Tedesco. Then to Billy Smith. Down the left touch line. He's going to play this 2 metres out. It is now with Savala. Then Sandon Smith pops up to Collins. Bit of room to run. Stopped on the 10. Last tackle is going to play this 5 metres out between the sticks. Connor Watson waits. I reckon if they score here and convert, it's all over. I don't see the Roosters losing it from that point, honestly. Wayward stuff. And it's a 6 again. Watson, left to Tupou, cuts back inside. Stop 5 metres out. 17 minutes to go. Fresh set of 6 near the left touch line. Back towards the middle with Sandon Smith. Now Steep. Stopped on the 10. Watson, just left of the posts. Right to Savala. Out the back to Tedesco. Across to Toya. This is in. This is in. Mate, they get this... I can't see Melbourne Storm coming back. Second half. This second half from the Roosters has been excellent. They've done such a great job making these metres. Melbourne just can't get anywhere. And the fact that they've cleaned up the penalties as well. They gave away 7 penalties in the first half, which is awful. They completed at a high enough rate, but the penalties were shocking. They've cleaned that up, making so many metres, nearly 10 metres every single carry, regardless of who's got the ball. Sometimes more. On plenty of occasions they're making more. Fully earned this comeback and fully earned this lead. At this point, I think they've earned the win. What a second half effort from the Roosters. What an effort. Disappointing because I'd like to be right on my predictions. But 16 minutes ago, I cannot see Melbourne Storm coming back. If they miss the kick, the game's still on. It is still on, of course. But even then, I can't actually see Melbourne scoring again. They've got to switch on. They need to start moving the ball around. Hope Storm wins so Penrith Panthers make the finals. Well, I hope they win because I predicted them to win. Have you ever had 100% of the week's predictions? I had 1 or 2 last year. And I don't think I've had 1 this year yet. I've had a 6 out of 6 in Super League. But, mate, Super League's been awful to predict. Yeah, I've only had a 6 out of 6 in Super League. Not had 100% in NRL this year. The first time I got 100% last year, I was getting really pissed off with all the predictions being wrong. So, like, I went off vibes. So, even if I thought, say, the Sharks might win a game, because they might have a certain vibe against a different team, I backed the other team. That kind of thing. I went off vibes, not off statistics. Or like I talked about team lists. The kick is, by the way, off the post and in. It's off the post and in. That is 18-10. I think that's it for the Roosters. I think that's it. 15 minutes to go. Let's see what you got, Melbourne. But yeah, I went off pure vibes. I talked about stats, talked about, player availability, history, all that stuff. Talked about how the game could go. But I basically just mentioned, here's the vibe of the game. And I got it right. Got it all right. What a joke. Back underway, Melbourne kick towards the back left for Roosters. Savala gives it to Wong, who's actually been fantastic since he's come on. So 15 minutes to go. What have the Storm got? For Wires playoff hopes, I'm assuming all you can do is batter Salford and see what happens. Yeah, that's step 1 is beat Salford. Step 2 is Leeds beat Hull FC. Step 3 is Huddersfield beat Wakefield. That's what we need. And if one of those doesn't happen, it's basically over. I think there's still a percentage, because mathematically it is possible, but it is basically done. And Roosters take it up towards halfway, and already a penalty again. Melbourne have thrown this game away. I mean, is that the right thing to say? Partially they've thrown it away, but Roosters have earned this. But they are currently throwing it away. Could genuinely see us beating Leeds purely because we know a win should put us in the pole position for it. Well, that's the thing. I know Hull FC can win. It's just because the run is so tough, is what I was going to say. The run is so tough that every game, like before the last two, even the Warrington game is losable, especially if Warrington's still within a shout. Catlands could be tricky, but is the most easy on paper. But because your run is so tough, the next few games are genuinely like losable, but it wouldn't even be a problem if they did. Great pass to Nwangani Tawaze in the corner. I reckon he's got that. I don't even need to see it, knowing that he's already got that. It's been given. We will see a replay. Melbourne Storm just cannot compete in this second half. It is going to be 22-10 with a kick to come. They need to, because they need to score twice anyway. They need to hope that they miss this kick. Nwangani Tawaze is ridiculously good. This is going to be my first incorrect prediction of the week, and I am disappointed. 13 minutes ago. There's plenty of time for 2 tries here. Plenty of time for 2 tries. But Melbourne have just not been at the races this second half. What a turnaround from the Roosters. Grounding is perfect. Of course it is. If Rovers win legally to shield against us, could you see them going weak against Wakey to give us less chance of making it? They might do. I think they would rest some and then maybe more so against Warrington in the last week. Possibly. Hi mate, seen a few people say hope this team or that team wins so Panthers miss out on top 8. Panthers could miss top 8 no matter what happens. Well, true, but they just they just want it to be easier. Is no one going to be towards top of the try scoring list, or is he joint top? Anyway, he's up there. Great cutout pass from James Tedesco. Joint top. Yeah, I just missed it. I did see his name up there, just didn't quite see where. Kick from Sandon Smith. If he gets this is 100% game over. I already felt like it was, but it is in reach for Melbourne Storm if he misses this, and he will. So it is a 12-point game. Melbourne, it's time to switch on, boys. It is time to switch on. What was my exact score prediction? I said 26-22, by the way. So, highest in Super League is 21 tries. That's Lewis Martin, right? Will they go short? They might as well. Actually, I don't know if I would go short because you don't want to give the Roosters easy meters, do you? They'll go long. They'll kick near the touchline. Savala then hands it off to Wong. So you've got to restrict the meters now. Storm have to restrict the meters. He also has 7 in the challenge cut. Right, okay. 2 hat-tricks and 1 against Rovers. Nice. So there was 2 tries in the first half for Storm, 4 tries in the second half. 46, 54, 64 and 67 for the Roosters. This second half's been great from the Sydney Roosters. 11 minutes, 15 seconds to go. Steep with a carry up towards the 40. The Roosters, my God, what a job they've done this off. Melbourne Storm, they've got to restrict the meters. Right to Savala, then to Toya. Over halfway, bumps Seve onto his backside. 11 minutes left. Last tackle. Savala will kick from the halfway line. Plenty of height. Warbrick underneath it, collects it on the 10. Cuts back towards the left-hand side. Gets an offload to Pappenhausen, then across to Bradley. Over the 10. And a few extra metres. Seve with the next carry. Over the 20, or just up towards it. 10.5 to go. Garlic now back on. It is with Valepu. There's a big body there. Look for an offload. Gets one. Garlic up towards the 40. Good metres. What's happened to Melbourne? Mate, they've just allowed so many metres for the Roosters. So many metres. So now with Nelson over the halfway line. Up towards the 40. Nearly an offload. 2 tackles to go. Good metres here from Melbourne Storm. This is what they needed. They've got to start pinning the Roosters back into the corners. Across to Bloor. And it's intercepted by Savala. Pappenhausen. Oh, that's Munster. Savala slips over on the 20. Yeah, that's surely. Did you say last night no longer should be in the Australia team? I said today. I probably said last night, but I've said for a good few weeks now he should be in the Australia team. Him and Toya on the right makes complete sense to me. 9.5 to go. Roosters are 20 metres out. Smith pops up to Radley. They can go for a drop goal and that's it. Tedesco in centre field. Takes a carry. Stop 12 metres out. Maybe they're setting up for one. It is going to be Smith. Good hands. Nwangani Tuaze for a hat-trick. 4. Excuse me. 4. I don't know where this has come from. Roosters right now are making up for the utter garbage they produced against the Eels last week. They are making up for it big time with this second half. My gastids are flabbered. Great hands. I'm disappointed I'm going to be wrong with my Roosters, well, with my prediction for this, which was Storm 1-12, which was looking likely. And then this second half, mate, the carries from the Roosters, first of all, been excellent. And then the movement has been so clean, so clinical. What a second half. 8 minutes to go, 16-point lead, possibly going to be 18 soon with a kick to come. We've now got 70 people in here. Welcome. If you're not subscribed yet, please do. Follow me on TikTok as well, link in the description if you've got it. And there's another 16 subscribers, so I'm at 11,518. Target for the year is 12,000, so if you're not subscribed, please do. That would be greatly appreciated. Storm will rest players next week? Very possibly. Very possibly. The kick from Sandon Smith is good. So yeah, that is game over. That is 100% the win for the Roosters now. It was in range when Storm had 13 minutes and needed 2 tries and 2 kicks. It was possible then. Not anymore. I'm not really that bothered about MMA, to be honest. I'm not. Like, I can kind of watch something a bit. If it's a big fight, maybe I'll see clips of it. But I'm not really bothered about going out my way to watch it. Nwangani now leads clearly the try-scoring tally. Storm will go short. Nwangani goes up like a salmon from the river, bats it backwards, kicked backwards by... It's still going. It's like NFL players trying to pick the ball up. They just don't know how to do it. Toya collects it inside the 10. Nwangani 12, Storm 10. Jesus. On the 10. Watson to Tupou down the left edge. 7 minutes to go up towards the 20. Oh my God. Ashes game 1 and then the Pride of Lancashire defending his belt. Oh, right, okay. Does train with Wigan though? Sorry, 16? Yes, 16. 16-10. Oh my God. Sandon Smith might be level. I don't think they don't need to go for a field goal now. Has Sandon Smith got more than Melbourne? Or is he level? Let's have a look. Two points behind. 10-8 for Storm versus Sandon Smith. Second tackle for the Melbourne Storm. Down the right edge with Pezzett. Over the 40. Warbrick. 6 minutes to go up towards halfway. A try every 2 minutes here, Melbourne. Come on. Garlic. Then to Pezzett. Switches back to Utakamanu. Storm's carries this second half have just been... Just not good. Just not good. It's going to be a Burton bomb from Cam Munster. It is swirling. Tedesco underneath it, takes it cleanly on the 20. It's all going right for the Roosters in the second half. 5.5 to go. Tupou back over the 20. My God. What's your thoughts on DCA going to the Roosters? I think they have enough halves. He's a great player, as we know. But is it just my end or is he buffering? Well, the stream shouldn't be buffering. It'll likely be your end. Penalty against the Melbourne Storm as well. Oh, my God. It would be a good signing, but I think it's a bit pointless. Because it's a lot of cap space gone. You've clearly seen that Walker can lead the team around. Sandon Smith is still reliable. So is Savala. So you can pick either one of those two. And then the other as a backup option is still reliable as well. So I think it's a waste of cap space. You could go get somebody else. Maybe another centre. Maybe another prop forward. So what Cronk did for them, though, he's got more of a run game to him, though. That's the thing. He's not just all kicking. Whereas DCA, I think he's going to take a run threat away. If he controls games with his kicking alone, and then the other halfback, say, assuming it's Sam Walker, just runs everything else, fair enough. It's now with Toya, 15 metres out, gets an offload to Tedesco. Don't you dare make it 5. Actually, just do it. Honestly, just do it. Solidifies my claim of him being in the Australia squad. Watson right to Radley. Over the top to Toya. They hit 30. What has happened in this second half? Where has this come from? Where on earth has this come from? Robert Toya, get him in the Australia side as well. Toya and Nwangani down that right edge. It is locked in for me all day. All day. $32-10 with a kick to come. So Toya was down. He was hurt but just got back up. So he would have been really uncomfortable then, but just went in for it. Ways is back. Would be harsh to drop Savala's development could stall. I think it'll be okay. If they wanted to, isn't there still talk about getting Reece Robson or something? If they wanted to use Savala as, say, 14, if they like Aiuelu, they can use Aiuelu as 14. They could put Savala at 14, maybe. Bring Other Mark with the surname I can't spell for the Ashes. Other Mark. Well, there's no Ngani Tawaze. Who else are you thinking of? Feel sorry for Broncos next week. Storm are probably going to rest their players. Yeah. 2.5 minutes to go. Melbourne Storm, they were capable. First half, in full control. They look completely fine. Second half, they've been absolutely destroyed. The kick from Sandon Smith is now good. It is 10-all between Melbourne Storm and Sandon Smith. Wow. Is this one of the biggest differences in performances between two halves? Yes. This might be. I'm trying to think if I've ever seen such a turnaround before. I think that there's a very good chance, based on what I can recall, there's a very good chance this is the best second half turnaround that I've ever seen. Worst case scenario, as an absolute worst case scenario, it's top 10 because I've seen a lot of games in my lifetime. And there's been a lot of comebacks, but there's a lot that have never been this much of a change. Robson is signed? Oh, right, okay. I didn't realise that was like 100% done. Should also take a quick moment to laugh at Cass again. W for me being a Warriors fan. How does that affect you? Oh, yeah, I know you lost before, but does that affect your top 8 chances? Tedesco over the 40. Imagine if there's another one. Savala. In centre field, Tedesco keeps a hold of it. They're going to hit 40. The Roosters were down 10-0 at half-time. They gave away 7 penalties. They completed high enough. They gave away 7 penalties. They didn't score a single point. They were clearly second best in pretty much everything. Carries were kind of meh. In attack inside the red zone, they looked fairly creative, but Melbourne Storm shut them out, and they did a great job. They're about to put up 40 points against the Melbourne Storm. I cannot believe that they've done this. 38 with a kick to come. It will be 40-10. Please, no more points. Please. I'm already wrong with the 1-12 for Melbourne Storm. No more points. We're done. It's over and done with. Just leave it. Broncos won't beat Storm next week. Well, we'll see. Depends on the team lists. That's why Marnie is signed for Cowboys. Oh, is that done? That's a good pickup, that, actually. I'm glad he's got somewhere to go to. So that's a good spine. I mean, even with Robson, that was a good spine for the Cowboys. I think they need to find a bit more quality in the backs, like in the back line, centre on the wing, I think. Forward's good for the Cowboys. Maybe new centre and a new head coach might do it. 3 seconds to go. And 1 second to go. Hooter sounds full time. I can't believe what I've just seen. I can't believe it. Bellyache's going to go mad. He's going to go absolutely mental. That's not throwing the game away. That's complete and utter annihilation from the Roosters. They're now 2 points ahead of the Dolphins. They've played an extra game, though. That is huge for finals. I've talked so much this year about the Roosters being a dangerous side, and they had a little bit of a drop-off. Mate, I can't believe that. I know Storm rested some. I don't even know how the Roosters managed that in the second half. That is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Another prediction right off for you? Absolutely. But I was correct with Lee vs Cass yesterday. I was correct with... what was the first game? I've already forgot the first game. I was correct with Bulldogs Panthers. Obviously, that was going to be the easiest one of the whole week. I was correct with Eels 1-12. So, I just want good weeks. I'd like to get 8 out of 8, but I just want good weeks as a minimum. What does the Storm coach say after that? Mate, it's pure screaming. Pure screaming from Craig Bellamy. He's going to go mental. Well, I'm going to go get me some lunch. It is nearly 1 p.m. for myself. Okay, there's one more stream to go this weekend. It's going to be Hull FC versus Leeds Rhinos tomorrow in Super League. A little bit busy this weekend, and there's a lot of clashes in Super League as well. So I'm out at the Warrington game later. If I don't see you for the rest of the weekend, then have a great weekend. I'll catch you next week for some more stuff. If you're not subscribed, please do. We're now at 11,520 subscribers. That is fantastic. Trying to hit 12k by the end of the year. I will be streaming the Pacific Championships. After the season's done, I'll be streaming the Ashes, Game 1 and Game 3, because I'll be at Game 2. And I'll be streaming, obviously, I'll try and stream every finals game for Super League playoffs and NRL playoffs as well. But yeah. Follow me on TikTok as well if you've got it. That'd be greatly appreciated. I'm at 8,000 followers. Just hit that recently. Trying to get to 10k as soon as possible. 600th game as a coach and winning at half-time. Well. What an effort from the Roosters. Thank you very much for stopping by. Well done, Roosters. Okay. See ya.